Welcome back, everyone, and this is the second part. Okay, this question here says three brothers sat a science test on the same day. So here we go. The first person, the second, and the third. All right. So they're asking you who had the highest score. Well, this is a percentage and got here a fraction, and this is a fraction. I need to convert them all into because someone got 18 out of 25 and the other got 14 out of 20, and the last one got 71%, which means 71 out of 100. So I need them all to be out of the same thing. The best way to do this is to convert this into a percentage, this also into a percentage. So 18 over 25, multiply this by 4, multiply this by 4, will give you exactly 72 over 100, which is 72%. Okay? So the next one says 14 over 20. Multiply this by 5, multiply this by 5 to make it over 100. That's the only condition actually to be able to convert a fraction into a percentage. The denominator must be 100. So multiplying 20 by 5 is going to be 100. 14 by 5 is going to give you exactly 70. So 70%. Which one got the highest score? Is it Carlos who got 71? No. Is it Brad or Abe? Or I don't know actually how to say his name, but whatever. No, the highest one actually was, yes, Abe, the one who got 72%, 18 out of 25. So it is Abe. And you must show you working just exactly like what we've done over here. All right, next question. We've got here worked out these subtractions, and this is the question actually that is circled. So we need to do what? I need to convert this mixed number and this mixed number into improper fractions first. So 4 multiplied by 8 is actually what? So that's before making the denominators the same. I need to convert them first into an improper fraction. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 3 is going to be 35 over 4. 35 over 4 minus 5 times 3 is 15. 15 and 4 is going to be 19 over 5 equals. Let's do this. 35 over 4, 19 over 5. We need to convert this back. We need to subtract them. So the denominators must be the same. You multiply here now by 5, here by 4, same up by 5 and by 4 equals. Let's now see what is this going to be. So 5 multiplied by 35 had 175 over 5 times 4 is 20 minus 19 times 4, it's going to be 76 over 5 times 4 is going to be 20. Subtract 99 over 20. Convert it back into a mixed number is going to be how many 20s? The denominator stays the same, definitely, but how many 20s are in 99? There are 4 20s, and the remainder is going to be 19 because 4 20s is 80. 5 20s is 100, which is too much. I want to reach only 99. So it's only 4 20s, which is 80, and remainder is 19. So 4 and 19 over 20. All right, the next question. John buys, well, we've got this here, this table, 15 times table. So 75, 90, 105, 120, 135. John buys a piece of wood for 12.54. The piece of wood is actually 1.5 meters long. Work out the cost per meter of the wood. We need to do that. How can we do it? The first thing that you must do is dividing this by 1.5. It will give us the answer. It will give us actually the cost per meter. So it is 12.54 divided by 1.5. Now I need to do what? If you remember at the beginning of the first video, we said that you must make the divisor a whole number. So I'm going to multiply by 10. It will be 15 over here. And here is going to be 125.4 divided by 15. So how can I do that? We need to do the division. 125.4 divided by 15. Put the decimal point up. Then 15 goes into 1 0 times. Top 15 goes into 12, still 0 times. We're going to move these zeros at the end. 15 goes into 125. Oh, let's look at the 15 times table. That's why they gave it to you at the beginning of the question. 15 times what is 125? Oh, mister, we don't have 125, but the closest thing is 120, which is 8. So it is 8 times, mister. So 8 times 15 is 120. Subtract 5. Bring down the 4. How many 15s are in 54? We don't have a 54, but the closest thing to 54, and it must be less, it cannot be greater, is actually 45, which is 3. So 3 times 15 is 45. Subtract gives you here what? A 9. We bring a 0, becomes a 90. How many 15s are in 90? Well, it is 6. Here you go. So 6 times 15 is 90. Bye. All right, so what is the cost per meter? It is 8.36. 8.36. That's it. And this question also can come in paper one. Yes. If it comes this way, actually, it will come to you in paper one because they gave you the table already, table 15. So you're ready to do the multiplication of the division of 125.4, 12.54, and 1.5. You are ready to do it without using a calculator. And it's supposed to be done also quickly. Let's continue. Next question. Here's the question. It says to you, this pattern is made from rectangles. So, as you see here, they are requesting from you the sequence of the numbers of rectangles. So it is, yes, 2, 5, then 8. Correct. But we just put commas. 2, 5, 8, not slashes. Write down the term-to-term rule. Yes, we're adding a 3. Perfect. Draw the next one. 11 squares is going to be perfect. Yes. Here, the position to term rule through this table. The term, we agree the position number, the first position, second, third, fourth. The first is actually a 2, then the second is 5, the third is 8, the fourth is 11. But here they're saying it to you. Position number you multiply by what? I multiply by the difference. What is the difference? By the term to term rule. What is the term to term rule? You said add 3, right? Yeah, but I'm going to multiply the position number here by 3. So it is again 3 by the position number. So let's do it 3 times the position number when it's 1. 3 times 1 is 3. It was going to be correct. That person was writing it here. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Then 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 4 is 12. That is correct. But so here I'm going to repeat this, the same thing. It's 3 times the position number. But mister, 3 times البوزيشن number مش هيديني الترم. الترم is actually a 2. When you say to me 3 times 1, it's 3, not a 2. Oh, so I need to minus 1. Look at that. So 3 times the position number, 3 times 1 is 3. Minus 1 is 2. Yes. 3 times position number 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 1 is 5. Yes. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 1 is 8. Yes. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 1 is 11. Yes. I must do it step by step. Do not try to copy. Do it step by step. And if they are the same, the second row over here is the same as the last row, then I did everything correctly. But if they are different, then I definitely made a mistake in the rule. It might be 3 times the position number minus something else. So I made a mistake in the rule if these are not the same. Okay, so just make sure that you apply the rule. Again, it's term to term rule, which is 3 times the position number. And I see the difference. If I need to add 1, I need to subtract 1. I test it. 3 times position number here, which is 3 times 1 is 3. No, mister, I need to go 1 down. So that's why it's minus 1. If I'm saying if this was a 4, you have a 3 times the position number, which is 3, but I need to add a 1 in that case. But this is not the case in this question. All right, next question. The parameter of a semicircle when pi equals a 3.142. So here, what am I going to do? A parameter equals. It's a semicircle? Yes. So it's pi d over 2 plus d. So what is pi d? So the parameter equals. What is the diameter here? Diameter is 12. So it is 12 pi over 2 plus, what is the diameter? The diameter is 12. So P equals 12, you can simplify it, 12 over 2, which is 6. So 6 pi. 12 pi divided by 2 is 6 pi plus 12. On the calculator, or actually, you're going to take the 6, multiply it by 3.142. So if parameter equals a 6 times 3.142, and the answer, add to it 12. This will give you the parameter at the end, and it must be in centimeters, not centimeters squared, because it is a parameter. To multiply, ignore the decimal point, multiply normally, and at the end put 1, 2, 3 digits after the decimal point. Okay, so multiply normally as if there is no decimal point, and just put 3 digits on the right side of the decimal point at the end of the answer. And then at the end, you add to it the 12. Sorry, it's not a 2, it's a 12. Add to it the 12. طب Mr. How do I add 12 to a decimal? بنحط 12.0. عندي النمبر الثانية مصر الانسر بتاعتها تبقى 3 digits. We said after the decimal point يبقى 12.00, and you line up the decimal points. You put the answer over there and you start adding them. It will give you the parameter of the semicircle. Next. Here. Why is it not going to the next question? Yes, here you go. Gradient. Write down the gradient of the graph. طب Mr. Here is the formula أصلا of the gradient. Y equals 2 x plus 4. The number, the coefficient of the x, whatever the number that is there right next to the x, is what we call gradient. And the other number over there is what we call y-intercept. So the gradient of this graph is 2. That's it. It is the number that is next to the x. Next question. Just a second, I'm zooming in. Here, I'm just going to remove the x and put 0 and see what y will be. So 0 times -3 is 0 plus 7, يبقى y تبقى 7. -3 times 1 is -3. 7 minus 3 is going to be 4. The 2 is done. 2 times -3 is -6. So 7 minus 6 is 1. Done. 3 times -3 is -9. So 7 minus 9 is actually -2. Use the table to draw a graph on a graph paper. عادي جدا هنستخدم الجراف paper وهنشوفها with the -1. Let's assume this is -1 until 10. Let's assume that this is the 10. So -1, 10. I'm going to put x over here. 0 and 7. Let's assume that this is the 7. So 0 and 7, put the x over here. You continue that way until you reach 3, -2. Let's assume that this is the 3. This is -2, for example. Just anyway, at the end, you're going to connect the lines. So just you are drawing these points, -1 and 10 on the graph, -1 and 10, and so on. You match the crosses with each other. That's the graphing part. Write down the gradient. Didn't we agree? In the gradient, if I say to you y equals ax plus c, هنا a هي دي الجرادينت with c is actually the y-intercept. So the gradient of this graph is what? الcoefficient بتاع x لو بدلت مكان x is going to be the same. The coefficient of the x is -3. يبقى the gradient is -3. But here, what is the y-intercept? A parallel line has, oh, sorry, that's another question here. Okay, good. The thing, a parallel line has a y-intercept of 12. Oh, يعني c بتاعته is actually 12. يبقى هكتب y equals أنا عندي هنا ax لسه ما شفناش الجريدينت بتاعه plus c صح؟ طيب هو بيقول لك إن الجريدينت is 12. I'm sorry, the y-intercept is 12. هشيل y-intercept وهكتب 12. اتفقنا إن ال other number that is the constant مش الكوفيشنت بتاع الاكس، الكونستنت هو ده الايه؟ الواي انترسبت. هو بيقول لك ان هو 12، يبقى ثانك يو اتس 12. طب ايه الجريدينت يا مستر؟ الجريدينت هم قالوا لك انه parallel line to this. It's parallel to this. يعني ايه parallel؟ يعني it has the same gradient بالظبط. Oh, mister, does this mean this way? Yes, because gradient actually means how steep a line is. So it is parallel. It has the same gradient exactly as this one because it's parallel to it. يعني negative 3x. Yes, negative 3x. That's it. Yeah, but I use the same gradient because it is parallel to it, so negative 3x. And I used the y-intercept that they gave me, which is positive 12. That's it. Next question. Here's question 5. Find the coordinates of the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. Crosses the y-axis اللي هي ايه يا مستر؟ اللي هي y-intercept. If it crosses the y-axis, then it is the y-intercept. The y-intercept عندك كام؟ بنيجاتيف 40. يبقى نيجاتيف 40 يا مستر. Write down the gradient of the graph. The gradient هو الكوفيشنت بتاع x is 20. Find the coordinates of the point where the graph crosses the x-axis. Oh, okay. The graph crosses the x-axis when y is 0. So it will always, Mr. Always, it crosses the x-axis when y is 0. Yeah, now, Mr. If I remove the y and I write 0 equals 20x minus 40 هعرف الاقي الاكس. Yes, exactly. هو ده الكويستشن actually. The thing to find the x-axis يعني where does it cross the x-axis يعني معناها when the y is 0 what's x going to be? So here you're going to move negative 40 to the other side فهتبقى 20x here left alone equals 40. Divide by 20 divided by 20 يبقى x equals 2. This is the x-axis, the where the graph will cross the x-axis. Oh, 1 second, sorry. They said the coordinates يعني عايزين two things. احنا اتفقنا خلاص coordinates يعني 2 and 0 لأن الواي ده كده الاكس خلاص عرفنا مثلا هي 2 and الواي we agreed الواي is 0. Next. Okay, here, the saying to find the surface area of the tetrahedron, the saying that the surface area of the tetrahedron is actually 3 meters squared, less than the surface area of the cuboid. Show this, prove it. Okay, first we need to do what? Find the surface area of the tetrahedron, and we need also to find what? The surface area of the cuboid. So how can we do this semester? We need to find the area of one face of the tetrahedron and then multiply by 4 because there are 4 faces and the 4 faces are triangles and the triangles, all of them are the same length. So I'm going to do what? 8, so area equals 8 multiplied by 7 divided by 2. Then the area of a triangle is what? Base times height divided by 2. So A equals 56 divided by 2, which is actually 28 centimeters squared. This is what the area of one triangle. Multiplied by 4. So it's going to be what? 4 multiplied by 20 is 80. 132. So it's 112 centimeters squared. D is surface area of the tetrahedron. The surface area of the tetrahedron is actually 112 centimeters squared. Good. Now we need to find the what? The surface area of this cuboid. But مثلا they have different units, then we need to make them into a different unit. But here we were actually supposed to make this into meters. Like yes, well, the Marwan, I guess, yes, like what he was doing over here. Look at this. He converted it into 0.08. That would have been perfect if I did it from the very beginning because I didn't notice in the question that they wanted in meters. Yeah, and make this into meters. So 0.08 and 0.07, you multiply them by each other, then divide the answer by 2. Or we could have done another thing. What is it, mister? We know that from centimeter to meter, what do? You divide by 100, right? But from centimeter squared to meters squared, we're going to divide by 100 squared, which is actually dividing by 10,000. So divide this by 10,000, it's going to be exactly 0.0112. And I remember that there was a mistake in this question. We're going to find out about it right now. Yes, there is a mistake in this question. And the mistake is actually that this is meters, not centimeters. This is 7 meters. This is 8 meters. So there is no need to do any conversions. This is a mistake in the question. So actually, it's 112 meters squared. This is a mistake in the question. The unit here is actually 8 meters for tetrahedron, وهنا 7 meters as well. So it is going to be 112 meters squared. Then I go to the cuboid, and we do what? We do 5 multiplied by 6. And then you double it. ليه مستر doubling؟ لأن I got the area of the front. Double it. هيدي لك الفرونت والباك. فهتبقى what? 30 multiplied by 2 هتبقى 60. Plus, get the area of the bottom, which is what? 5 times 2.5, which is actually going to be exactly 12.5. 12.5. So again, here I did 5 times 2.5, which is 12.5. Double it. Why? For the bottom and the top, هتبقى 25. Plus, side. Side is 2.5 times 6. 2.5 times 6. This is 6, so this is 6. 2.5 times 6 هتبقى exactly 15. So 15, double it for the other side as well. So it's going to become 30, which is going to be what? 60 and 25 is 85. 85 and 30 بالظبط 115 meters squared, the surface area of the cuboid. And this shows that the surface area of the tetrahedron, which is 112 meters squared, is 3 meters squared less than the surface area of the cuboid, which is 115 meters squared. Next question. The area of these shapes. Okay, here, the person who was asking this question actually made a mistake in the rule. Area of a parallelogram equals BH, not divided by 2. This is the mistake that you divided by 2. It's just BH. So A equals B times H, which is 9 times 6 equals 54. No division. All right, next question over here. Here, you add the two bases up for the trapezium. E equals half H. Then you do what? B1 plus B2 or A plus B, whatever. So half times H, which is half the height, multiplied by this. So you can say half multiplied by the height, which is 7, multiplied by 6 plus 12, which is 18. You're going to find at the end, you can get the half of the 18 or the half of the 7 first, so whatever is easier for you. For me, I see that the half definitely of 18 is easier. So half times 18, which is 9. 9 times 7 is going to be 63 exactly. Millimeters squared. That's it, and thank you, everyone.